Shalom Akim Kahalan Mlayaha Bashim Yasha Bashim Hakudash, the bonus to Grims and Apostles, Thadi Shaf the Strength, has given me note to make this video as well. So really this is just a video based on me scrolling on the news lately. And this is just 2 articles that I found as well, man. And really, all it really links up to is the gradual downfall of Esau's kingdom until those major events happen, like the Black Swan events. One could even regard, COVID-19, when it came out as one of those events as well. Events like that to happen, to trigger famines, blackouts, all really contributing and leading up to a more intense level of Jacob's trouble, man, to come. And then eventually the mark of the beast, which is the major prophecy to come as well. And that's when things really are going to speed up. But anyways, going to the article before bringing out some more precepts. This is by Sky News. It says here, rents hit record high, but signs of a slowdown in the market. So obviously when the market slows down, it's like the growth of it is not as expected. So the growth is leveling right now. Homeowners aren't really cashing in as much, simplistically speaking. But I'll read on average asking rents. Let's zoom in a bit, just in case you're watching on a phone. Average asking rents outside of London hit a record £1,280 per month towards the end of last year, which was 2023. This was an article 6 hours ago, according to a property website. So of course it means it's increased to that 1,280. And that obviously that should be the average. But yeah, it says average asking rents, which is, I think, is the initial negotiation rents of which is used. Either the one that the tenant negotiates or the one that's already been established. So it says here, Rightmove, which released the index covering Britain, said agents are typically receiving 11 inquiries for every rental property. However, there are indications the market may have reached its peak, with 2024 expected to see a slowdown in rent hikes. And the thing is, it's not even most of the time, it's not really the landlord's fault where they increase the rent. Sometimes, the landlord could be cool, but ultimately it's because of the mortgage, man. Because when the mortgage rates have to increase, which is depending on the banks, that means that, okay, if they can't pay the mortgage rate, then they have to increase the rent to be able to cover that mortgage rate, man. That increase. As the bank demands more from the landlord ultimately has to demand more from the tenant. So, in certain cases, yeah, it can be greed, but, that's also an option there where the landlord really has no choice but to increase it in order to cover his costs. So it says, however, there are indications the market may have reached its peak 2024, with 2024 expected to see a slowdown in the rent hikes. Let's see. So it says here, a 0.2% quarterly increase in asking rents in the last 3 months of 2023 was the smallest rise since 2019. So obviously the rent's been increasing slowly. It says 0.2% quarterly increase. Quarterly is like every 3 to 4 months, around then. So that's the increase, the rent's increase, man. And typically this really affects those where, let's say their contract is about to end, tenancy agreement is about to end, then they go renew it. That's when the landlord will then use the opportunity to increase it, man, based on the market, the area. So that's just something. That's why, if you the longer your contract is, really the better, especially if it's a fixed term contract. That's just a little thing that I learned. But so reading on, there have also been signs more tenants are reaching the limit of what they can pay, with nearly a quarter, 23% of the rental properties needing a reduction in the advertised rent compared to 16% a year earlier. So of course the rents are increasing, man. That's really the point of this article here. And the reason why I highlighted this is as it says, reaching the limit of what they can pay. Because ultimately, as they work for companies, as people with their jobs, work for their daily bread. As they work, it's not every time that they get that pay increase, salary increase in their job, despite even trying to negotiate a higher pay from them. And considering the inflation rates as well, increase in prices, which all contributes to the cost of living crisis as well. All those costs that people accumulate, it just makes it harder to then keep up with the rent to pay, man. And that's why don't be surprised if you start seeing on the news about unemployment rates or homelessness increasing as well, because this is the economy that's coming about right now, man. And 2024, this system actually starts to downfall. So you can have a system to downfall. Because really, Arkham have been here for years, man. And I'm really talking about from the apostles, elder bishops, on downwards, man. In terms of course, how many years they've been in the truth, having to endure Esau system and all the little inconveniences of the system that one has to, endure through, ultimately. So, okay, I was going to get something, but then I wanted to finish my thought. So, Habakkuk 2 verse 3, For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So of course it won't waste time. In fact, let me actually get the verse here, man. Because when you tarry, it's like you wait for something, isn't it? Good 2 verse 3. It will not tarry. Let's see. Well, of course, we're all hoping for the downfall of Esau's system, so that Yahushua's kingdom is then established, which ultimately is even peace, not just for Israel as well, but also for the nations as well, for the other nations once Esau's down. Because in this wicked world, that's why there's a lot of corruption and, a whole load of nonsense that's happening. So yeah, it says tarry means to linger, wait, or delay, and that's the root word mawar.
Strong's H4102. Mahach. Second entry. Mamach.
Yeah, it could be maha or maha in the ancient Hebrew. Yeah, that's just me trying to guess. But yeah, it means to tarry. It means to linger, to tarry, to wait. So yeah, to delay. So of course, where did I put it? So it says, I read it again. For the vision, Habakkuk 2 verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it. We've got to be patient, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. It won't delay. So of course, the time at which the Most High has appointed for it to happen, it's going to happen. We just have to have our patience, man. So really, as these things are happening, up and down markets, all that stuff be happening. Ultimately, we'll experience these things where, we've got to endure through it and we've got to wait, man. We've got to pray to Yahweh Shai to also help us during these times too. And in addition to that as well, we still got to be patient enough in case, because you know how the past few years where you got markets happening to you and people who lose patience, that's why they fall out, man. But yeah, that's why we've got to endure. But really, the point of me reading this article is the fact that this is part of that gradual downfall of the system, man. Because, as I said, don't just be ready when you start hearing about homelessness and unemployment rates increasing. It's all part of that gradual downfall, and then you got the major events to look forward for. Like, as I said, blackouts, pestilences as well. You've got disease X, famines to come as well because of economies, and also all sorts. But anyways, let me go to the next article. Well, let me pull up some precepts first, and then the Aratazar. I read these precepts are based on this one here. Then I'll get precepts for this article. So let me get that precept. So 32 verse 10. It says here, Isaiah 32 verse 10, many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. And vintage, if you actually go into the word in the blue letter, it's really talking of a grape gathering. So in other words, you could also see that as resource gathering, like money. So Isaiah 32 verse 10. Going to vintage.
Strong's H1210. Batsia.
So that's the real word. It says vintage here, but it goes into, as it says grape crop, referring to vintage. If you don't even go into what's it called? Just type like the definition of. Actually, I even have I had it here prior to the video. So if you even type definition of vintage, it says a season's yield of grapes or wine from a vineyard, a collection of contemporaries or similar persons or things, an act or time of harvesting grapes or making wine. And normally, typically, these things are when people are in their comfort zone, or in seasons of comfort, rather. So, when they're making money and then they're cool, they're good, that's what happens. So, where was that? I was going to say something else as well. But yeah, it says, Isaiah 32 verse 10, many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail and the gathering shall not come. So there'll be a time where, ain't no money going to be cash flowing, man. Ain't no money going to be cash flowing. So, and really, the point was really, vintage shall fail. It's not just women as well. It's going to be men also too. Because in that time, grinding shall cease. Was a previous scripture I was looking for as well. Ecclesiastes 12. Is it actually 12? Okay, yeah, 12. That's 3. Yeah, that's why, in that time where, businesses are going to be going down and the economy is going low, GDP is going slow and whatnot. Basically, everything apart the financial system is going down in order to prop up the beast system. That's when that grinding shall cease, man. And also, that's when the vintage shall fail as well. Which means that cash flow ain't going to be flowing. But let me read this. Ecclesiastes 12 verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. So of course, in that time to come, the grinders, the workers of the field, which in this modern day, pretty much anyone is working a job as well. And even those who own like businesses, small local businesses as well, will still be affected too. The grinders shall cease. The grinders cease. Because they are few. There's going to be a few workers out here, man. Especially, even this alone as well, considering what's going on with AI too, with the job replacements or whatnot, which will come. That's going to contribute to the grinders season, man. That there's only going to be a few workers. That's the thing. So, this is who we got to put into consideration. I might have to make a video on AI as well. Again, I remember making one a few years back, but probably need to make another one. I'll gather some articles or reports on it. Let's see. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do this one. And then I need to make a part 2. There may not even be enough time for me to bring out this precept. Actually, yeah, there is. So Matthew 24 verse 22, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So yeah, Shalom Akim, I gotta do part 2.